Hello everyone, my name is Tojo and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition, and today we're starting off by talking to Cullen, because we have some letters about Samson to deliver to him.
The smugglers we interrogated gave up the Red Templar's main source of red lyrium, Inquisitor. It's located in the Dales, near a town called Sarnia. Destroying the mine there will cripple Samson's operations.
Samson will have to cut back on his share if there's less red lyrium to go around.
I would be very surprised if he could muster the discipline. Gloat all you like. I have this one.
Are you sassing me, Commander? I didn't know you had it in you.
Why do I even... Inquisitor.
Leaving, are you? Does this mean I win?
Are you two playing nice?
I'm always nice. You need to come to terms with my inevitable victory. You'll feel much better.
Really? Because I just won, and I feel fine.
Don't get smug. There will be no living with you.
I should return to my duties as well. Unless you would care for a game.
Prepare the board, Commander.
As a child, I played this with my sister. She would get this stuck-up grin whenever she won, which was all the time. My brother and I practiced together for weeks. Oh, the look on her face the day I finally won. Between serving the Templars and the Inquisition, I haven't seen them in years. I wonder if she still plays.
You have siblings?
2 sisters and a brother.
Where are they now?
They moved to South Reach after the Blight. I do not write to them as often as I should. Oh, it's my turn.
All right, let's see what you've got.
This may be the longest we've gone without discussing the Inquisition, or related matters. To be honest, I appreciate the distraction.
You can't be serious all the time. Well, maybe you can.
I believe this one is yours. Well played.
Dear Mia, I'm still alive, your loving brother Cullen. Honestly, is it so difficult? We thought you were dead. Again! If the Inquisition was not down on everyone's lips, we would have never heard their fine commander survived Haven. I've been hearing strange things about the Templars lately. I'm not sorry you left them. I thought your resignation was implied when you joined the Inquisition, but you meant something more, didn't you? It's a fool's errand asking you to stay safe, but please try. Your loving sister. See how easy this is? Mia. Okay, so... we forgot to catch up with Cullen in the last episode. We also, again, forgot about Blackwall. Also, we should probably check up with Vivian and Sarah, because we didn't chat with them either.
Heard you found something that had to do with wardens. Would have liked to have seen it.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
I hear you've been expanding your horizons. Learning the craft of the Navaran death mages.
Mortalitazi.
I'm not wrapping my tongue around that. Point is, you hear stories about these mages. How they're obsessed with death and the dead.
Are you asking me if I sleep with corpses?
I'm not judging.
But you are.
Just a little bit. But I suppose that's really none of my business. I should trust you know what you're doing. You've never given me any reason to doubt you. Just forget I said anything. I'll get used to this death thing eventually.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Okay. I might as well pop in and say hi to Josephine and Vivian real quick.
Inquisitor, I must speak with you.
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montilier's fortunes.
I remember you said your family had been forbidden from trading in Orlais.
It's devastated our finances. The Montilier's have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
I had no idea your family's situation was so precarious.
Hardly anyone outside the family does. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It's just... It is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
Is there anything I can do?
I'd almost solved our problems. For a while. I negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montiliers as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to Val Royeaux... I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
Do you have any idea who murdered them?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Val Royeaux, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
What will being seen with me gain the Comte?
The Comte will drop hints at parties he's to meet with an important visitor. Allies and rivals will take note. Once he's met you, there will be speculation. The Comte will subtly spin reports to his advantage. He will use us. But if he knows who killed my people, I ask that we indulge him.
If that's what it takes to get to the bottom of this, I'll meet this Comte with you.
Thank you, Inquisitor. It means... you are too kind. I must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family. I've heard you're training in the art of necromancy, Inquisitor. Is that wise, considering the Mortalitatis' reputation?
Necromancers don't actually bring the dead back to life, Josephine.
Do the common people know that? Do most mages? Outside Nevada, most people think the Mortalitasi perform death rituals, and sacrifices, and Maker knows what else. I will try to keep the fact that you're learning this as quiet as possible. We've an interesting development, Inquisitor. A petition from citizens of Val Royeaux. They wish to know what Andraste said to you in the Fade.
They think she spoke to me.
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
It's not Andraste who saved me.
Few people outside Skyhold know it was Divine Justinia who delivered you from the Fade. You could attempt to tell Val Royeaux citizens the truth, though it may not be as inspiring as they hope.
Tell the petitioners Andraste said her herald's word is as her own.
That will certainly make the Chantry take notice, but we shall spread the word. Yes?
Your lost books have been found.
Your assistance in this matter will not be forgotten, I assure you. How may I help you?
Well, she's full of insight, as always.
So Varric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
I'll leave you to your work.
Okay then, let's go have a look at the war table and see what we can do about that elven ruin that was collapsed.
Inquisitor, do you have a moment? What were you like before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
I don't believe so.
Ah.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
What have I done that's so surprising?
You have shown subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I expected. If the Dalish could raise someone with a spirit like yours, have I misjudged them?
The Dalish didn't make me like this. The decisions were mine.
Yes, you are wise to give yourself that due. Although the Dalish, in their fashion, may still have guided you. Perhaps that is it. I suppose it must be. Most people act with so little understanding of the world, but not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
Okay. Is Solus finally coming around to, hey, maybe not all people are absolute shit? Okay, so this is... yeah, this is where we cleared it out. Let's see what's happening in here. Oh, we've got a camp at least.
Inquisitor.
There's the button. There's the button. I think it was mentioned in one of the notes we found a while ago that the ruins here used to be part of a arena. And this looks relatively recent. Hello. Who else has been here? The Great Stone Hand was something of a mystery. One assumes it's a piece broken off from a larger whole. If so, judging by the size of the one hand, I imagine the entire sculpture to be, well, large enough to require the use of obscenities to describe it. Thus, I have only one question. Where is the rest of the statue? It is difficult to imagine how something so large could go missing. Does it look like it was cut out of something, or is it just a boulder that was carved down into a hand? Because I'm not sure if that exactly looks like it was a... if those are like fractures. Oh, of course we're going down. It's always nice to go down, isn't it? Yeah, sure, let's climb down. Falon'din, Friend of the Dead Guide. O Falon'din, Lethanavir, Friend to the Dead. Guide my feet, calm my soul, lead me to my rest. In ancient times, the people were ageless and eternal. Instead of dying, would enter on Thenra, the long sleep, and walk the shifting paths beyond the veil, with Falon'din and his brother Dirthamin. Those elders would learn secrets of dreams, and some returned to people with newfound knowledge. But we quickened and became mortal. Those are the people who passed walked with Falon'din into the beyond and never returned. If they took counsel with Dirthamin on their passage, his wisdom was lost, for it went with them into the beyond also and never came to the people. Then Fen'Harel caused the gods to be shut away from us, and those who passed no longer had Falon'din to guide them. And so we learned to lay our loved ones to rest with an oaken staff to keep them from faltering along the paths, and a cedar branch to scatter the ravens named Fear and Deceit, who were once servants of Dirthamin, now without a master. this looks fun.
Smiling a great deal these days, Dorian.
I always smile. People like my smile, and they should. I have excellent teeth.
Do you always do it while staring dreamily into the distance?
It depends how long until dinner.
Neat. We gotta get Ilex out of the wall over here. So I think Solus is stuck in there with him. Didn't I just say I wasn't going to be desecrating graves? Ghilan'nain, Keeper of Secrets. The twins Falon'din and Ghilan'nain are the eldest children of Ghilan'nain the Allfather, and Mythal the Protector. The brothers were inseparable from the moment of their conception, known for their great love for each other. This is why we often speak of Falon'din in one breath and Ghilan'nain in the next, for they cannot bear to be apart, not even in our tales. When the world was young, the gods often walked the earth, and Falon'din and Ghilan'nain were no exception. Both were delighted to do the many wonders of our earth. They played with the animals, whispered to the trees, and bathed in the lakes and streams. Their days were filled with bliss, and they did not know sorrow. And then one day, while passing through the forest, Falon'din and Ghilan'nain came across an old and sickly deer resting beneath a tree. Why do you sit so still, little sister? Asked Falon'din. Play with us, said Dothrman. Alas, spoke the deer, I cannot. I am old, and although I wish to go to my rest, my legs can no longer carry me. Taking pity on the deer, Falon'din gathered her up in his arms and carried her to her rest beyond the veil. Dothrman tried to follow them, but the shifting grey paths beyond the veil would not let him. Separated for the first time from Falon'din, Dothrman wandered aimlessly till he came across 2 ravens. You are lost, and soon you will fade, the raven named Fear said to Dothrman. Your brother has abandoned you. He no longer loves you, said the other named Deceit. I am not lost, and Falon'din has not abandoned me, replied Dothrman. He subdued the raven and bade them carry him to Falon'din. This they did, for they had been defeated and were now bound to Dothrman's service. While Dothrman found Falon'din, he found also the deer, once again was light on her feet, for her spirit was released from her weakened body. Both Falon'din and Dothrman rejoiced to see this. Falon'din vowed he would remain to carry all the dead to their place beyond, just as he did the deer, and Dothrman stayed with them, for the twins could not ever bear to be apart.
One of the Templar targets.
Well, that was
It's
easy.
over. Thank you for bringing us here.
So I take it Corypheus' people had already made it to the ruins. We know that they're trying to excavate elven ruins. We don't exactly know what they're looking for. I assume perhaps Corypheus is looking for another orb to craft an anchor because we stole the one that was bound to the orb he carries with him, maybe? Or possibly he's looking for it, Illuvian. Which you would think people in Tevinter would just, like, someone would have one of those around just as a curiosity. Oh, that sounds like a dragon. There you are. You another lightning dragon? Offering to the Dreadwolf. The Dalish believe that Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf, locked the gods of good and evil away. Only he walks free. Although they see him as a betrayer, elves still erect shrines to Fen'Harel. One imagines they do not revere him as much as seek to appease him, lest they draw his gaze. It definitely seems like we should be looking more into the Dreadwolf, because we learned that we've heard like bits and pieces of the Dreadwolf in, you know, bits of dialogue from a Stormrider. Shit, I should probably change staves. But across all three games, we've heard like bits and pieces and like mentions of the Dreadwolf, and even in Dragon Age 2, Meryl would yell, "May the Dreadwolf take you," during her combat sequences. For some reason I get the feeling that the Dreadwolf is going to be... We're going to need to know more about them. Oh, I shouldn't be standing in water with this dude. There you go.
We hear odd stories of Templars in the Imperium, Dorian.
All true.
I haven't even told you what I've heard.
Doesn't matter. All true. Particularly the part with the grapes and feathers.
Oh, I was leading towards that one, actually.
That's probably my favorite exchange between those two. It's like, yep, nope, I already know, nope. Okay, switch back out of this. Cool. Was that about all there was to do here? There's something over here. Amazing creatures, dragons. Everyone I've encountered has unique personality. This one, for example, enjoys being around water. Saw her splashing about. A remarkable sight. I would have joined her revels had Cliv not held me back. Ah, Cliv. Good porter, but timid. I told Cliv and the others dragons much prefer to eat beasts of the wilds rather than humans. Unfortunately, I was proven wrong. A day later, the creature turned away from a Gurga to go after poor Cliv. I hope the brave little soul got to see the magnificent dome of her gullet. I'm certain it's like the inside of a grand cathedral. Cool. Got a wolf on a waterfall. Is that back where we... I've been there. I've been up there, hold on. Broken dog. I intended to take charcoal rubbing at the beautiful elven carvings on the stone to present to a scholar at University Overlay for translation. Unfortunately, halfway through the process, the chilling sensation of something brushing my leg beneath dark water nerfed me. I dropped both scroll and charcoal stick and began running, not stopping until I was on dry ground. Well, what was in the water? Ghilan'nain, mother of Hala. They say Ghilan'nain was one of the people in the days before Arlathan and chosen of Andril a huntress. She was very beautiful, with hair snowy white and as graceful as a gazelle. She kept always to Andril's ways, and Andril favored her above all others. One day while hunting in the forest, Ghilan'nain came across a hunter she did not know. At his feet lay a hawk, shot through the heart by an arrow. Ghilan'nain was filled with rage for the hawk, along with the hare. Is an animal much beloved, For the hawk, along with the hare, is an animal much beloved of Andril. Ghilan'nain demanded that the hunter make an offering to Andril, in exchange for taking the life of one of her creatures. The hunter refused, and Ghilan'nain called upon the goddess to curse him so that he could never again hunt and kill a living creature. Ghilan'nain's curse took hold, and the hunter found that he was unable to hunt. His prey would dart out of sight and his arrows would fly astray. His friends and family began to mock him for his impotence. For what use is a hunter who cannot hunt? Ashamed, the hunter swore he would find Ghilan'nain and repay her for what she had done to him. He found Ghilan'nain while she was out in a hunt with her sisters, and lured her away from them with lies and false words. He told Ghilan'nain that he had learned his lesson and begged her to come with him so she could teach him to make a proper offering to Andril. Moved by his plea, Ghilan'nain followed the hunter, and when they were away from all the sisters, the hunter turned on Ghilan'nain. He blinded her first, and then bound her as one would bind a kill fresh from the hunt. But not because he was cursed. But because he was cursed, the hunter could not kill her. Instead, left her for dead in the forest. And Ghilan'nain prayed for the gods for help. She prayed to Ghilan'nain for vengeance, to Mother Mythald for protector, but above all she prayed to Andril. Andril sent her hairs to Ghilan'nain, they chewed through the ropes that bound her. But Ghilan'nain was still wounded and blind, and could not find her way home, so Andril turned her into a beautiful white deer, the first Hala, and Ghilan'nain found her way back to her sisters, and led them to the hunter who was brought to justice. And since that day the Hala have guided the people, and have never led astray, for they listen to the voice of Ghilan'nain. I do appreciate getting a lot more elven lore in this game. We get like little scraps of whatever in like Dragon Age 1, and it was hardly ever mentioned Dragon Age 2. Hello.
It's quiet here. I like it.
What's his name? General dude sent a patrol out to this garrison, but never reported back, so... Let's go have a look over here.
The demons are coming from down there! Arrive!
Oh, lovely. Finale of Emisat. The last bottling from the legendary adventures of Falon'din before the lands were divided. Tears on the glass as slow as the turning of reluctant air, as quick on the tongue as words that can't be unsaid. An ancient structure stood since the time of the Elven Kingdom of the Dales. Since then it has fallen to ruin. No one alive knows for what the elves used it. Grand Duke Gaspar's forces claimed as an outpost early in their lead in the Civil War. Okay. Didn't have anything else to do here, right? Just had to go talk to them. Well, those are shards I have to go collect. Yeah. We're pretty much done here. Ooh. Ooh. That looks interactable. Maybe we can repair it. Pontagur. The plaque on the bridge of Pontagur reads, dedicated to all elven and human who lost their lives in the Second Exalted March. Pontagur was built 100 years after the Exalted March of the Dales. It was named for Mayor Augur of Montvelen, who raised money to have the bridge built after several villagers drowned in a ferry accident trying to cross the river, or after the river swollen across the rains. Some villagers took offense at the dedication message on the bridge, which honors fallen elves as well as humans. Rumors that the mayor was elf-blooded began circulating. He was forced to step down. And there's an operation here, which means we can probably fix the bridge and then go deal with what's over there.
Been cut off.
So, it looks like we have a goal for next episode. But before we close this one out, let's go back to where we started. Because I'm pretty sure that's where the map was trying to lead us. Okay, where are my journals? Okay, so it's not quite where I thought it was. We're looking for a wolf on a river, plus arches. Okay. So it's not quite here. Happening, Peter. So anyways, I think we're going to close it out there then. We'll have a start with repairing the bridge, and then seeing what's happening on the other side of the river in the next episode. And then I think off camera when I'm going around doing shards, I'll keep a lookout for that wolf statue with the map. So anyways, until then, my name's been Tojo. Remember to leave a like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye!